Welcome, soul flame. Thanks for coming to this light. Some came to seek. Some came to contradict. All will find truth. Useless truths become redundant. In every new age, we outgrow them. Happy riddance. The human masses must climb the ladder to ultimate truth in peace. Truth changes with the ages. It is not stagnant. Stagnation is death. Realities change perpetually. This phenomena is fixed by perpetual motion to the cosmic. Many people see Christianity as the truth. We open your eyes to this adverse culture. A new reality of obsolescence will affect all superstitious, soul-trapping societies. These presumptuous, dogmatic, fear-driven, spirit edifices control and subject free-minded spirits to dependency for definition. The subject will never achieve real soul purpose or spiritual evolution. Instead of unlocking the wisdom that rests within, they live by predefinitions, believing in what is presented to them from without. This keeps them passive-minded, as zombified slaves. Most of Earth's masses are zombies without knowing it. You know nothing after surrendering your soul, your understanding, and your free will. This profanity crucifies the divine within. The only way to connect with the divine is within and not without. God internal, man divine. To give up God within you is to sacrifice you to what entity is outside of you. Ulterior motive is what you give into. Truth is only absolute in God. Science principles that were set in stone will be obsolete in the new age. Cosmic changes will create new conditions, and different formulas will apply in order to maintain standard accuracies. Truth will be absolute for a moment, but mutable as we advance to the next. In the Aquarian age, new levels of truth will blow your minds. The silent mystics will now speak freely to you. Christ will be in every town square. Truth will come with uncompromising authenticity. Some will be offended. This time they can only crucify themselves. A Christian believes that God will forgive him. This is a wicked lie. It is a demonic spell to induce mediocrity. It contracts subject souls to stagnate. God cannot, will not, and had no intention to forgive you. If God forgives you, he destroys the integrity of justice. 70 times 7 forgiveness from God will turn you into a sociopathic narcissistic demon. Too many are in the churches. The earth is on a low ebb. The qualification for political or spiritual leadership is sociopathy. In the mind of a sociopath, to lead, or to serve, means to rule, to own even their souls. They believe that the people they serve are their subjects and they are masters over them. This must change for better, and so we are here. Don't wait on God to come. God is in you. Heaven is at hand. Have it. It will not come by you waiting. Go through the divine life cycle following every step and you become an empath, the Christ character. Go through the cycles skipping classes and you become a sociopath, the unholy demon. All must pay their dues. Forgive the child for skipping classes and he will still not know his academic work until he goes back to learn. He must absolve himself by facing his karma with positive work. You came to life to learn by experience. Not by forgiveness, and not by trusting someone else's understanding. Cure or discard your faults and addictions, and not forgive them. Evil is unforgivable. A pure heart has nothing to forgive, so do not bother the empath. Must he assuage your burden of guilt by saying, "I forgive you"? Can his 3 words cleanse a dirty heart? Go get cleansed before you speak to him. The forgiven will skip class to be the reprobate, pulling at the hair of those that humbly faced their demons and moved forward. Can the employer forgiving you for not having the required subjects make you miraculously qualified, and now you have a job? Does forgiveness equal I suddenly know my accounts lessons now? Will God forgiving you for lack of integrity suddenly heal you? Learn by facing the toil, like it or not. You don't learn stunts on a bicycle by someone saying you all right. You must practice until it becomes second nature. Know and practice the integrities until goodness, truth, and beauty become natural in you. This is the peaceful balance, not forgiveness. Things you should not do that you do are addictions. Rehab is more useful than forgiveness. Those you wrong will rather you change than hear moralizing words from them. God will not forgive you, but He will accept you born again. When others do you wrong, remember you did someone wrong in the past. Get over it. God will give you the karma you ask for, be it good or evil. If you carry bad karma into the next life, it will be your hell. Work to fix yourself. There are no shortcuts to heaven, for the finished product must be perfect. There are many shortcuts to hell. They are wide and lovely highways, some with smiling hypocrite preachers giving perks for tithes and offerings, which they claim that God demands from you and you believe. There are no shortcuts to heaven. This is a bitch of a truth. Rise to rebirth. Leave this preacher and go back to school. No amount of tithing and offering can bribe God. Open your eyes to the system that taught you. Show more love to goodness. My people, please support my channel with a like and even subscribe if you want more videos from me. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Even share the video with friends. Can you? God will give you 70 times 7 karma for 70 times 7 sins. Pray that you will absolve them in this life. He will send you through the dark night of the soul, where demons reign, for that will be your compatible port. You will be in prison in your own heart and soul, until absolution is secured, and you are born again as pure as a child. That is you changing from the heart, being accepted by God and with nothing to forgive. Those that are offended by a caterpillar do not have to forgive it when it becomes a beautiful butterfly. Can you understand this? Go within, ask God for guidance, fix yourself, and stop behaving like an entitled Jesus loves me old fart. Now smell the coffee. There is no easy way. Spells upon you that are seen and unseen, which you cannot see for yourselves, they shall remove. You cannot save yourselves, but you despise the empaths. You are subjects, but no power can hinder the agents of God, yet you scoffed at them. You don't know the light, but they come from God, yet you claim to be better. God will not forgive you, but we will speak from this moment on. The light of Aquarius will shine. You hated us. Now you will honor our truth. You can only crucify yourself this time. It is plain to see. The evil that entrapped and zombified you, but you believe you are whole. You don't know why you are taught what you are taught, the rituals you do, or the beliefs and zealous arrogations you embrace. Any psychoanalyst will prove that you are put under deliberate spells, prescribing and enforcing mediocrity upon you, but you condemn voodoo. You will be a passive subjective imbecile, dependent for definitions from esoteric demon definers. You are being turned into reprobates and devils that you think you hate. But to say God will forgive me is a pompous way of embracing these demons. A suckling child that grew with the hogs looks into the mirror for the first time. What will you say when you see yourself? When your master hog tells you that grunt is your language, won't you condemn me for saying it's not so? I am here from home where you came from, but I am not pleased to greet you with a grunt, and this is why you are angry. You are taught religious wrath to spew impunity at your brother, human sacrifice to justify the slaughtering of your soul, and to surrender, inducing docility. We tell you again, on the cusp of Aquarius. Do better for love. Stop being subject. Don't look outward for the evil in yourself. You want to see someone pay and suffer the way God makes them pay and suffer in the Bible. You want to see God's vengeance upon them, especially because they are not baptized and are not as worthy as you. You are prejudicial, ungodly, and sociopathic, but you say you walk with Jesus. The godly minds are out in the cold, trampled underfoot. The wicked conspire to shepherd humans, and you join them for earthly luxuries, because God will forgive you. God will not forgive your evilness, so go to Him without it. Someone did you wrong and you want vengeance. The fact that he drinks alcohol, or he smokes, or he says the word fuck is proof to you that God will not like him. Self-righteous God-scamming hypocrite, you try to scam God again. You slander a man, thinking he is inferior or pagan. Then you ask God to forgive you. You see him face the consequences of your actions and celebrate that God blessed you, or that God punished your enemy. You put off being truthful and godly until after the day of your revenge. God must wait until after you do dirty and then forgive you. You treat God like your little kiss-up-to-you dog. You meditated and did your damage deliberately. You cared not about your undeserving victim, as you had God to forgive you. Go to church and thank God for your blessings now. Praise him for fighting against those that fight against you, and expect forgiveness, you dirty-minded demon hiding between two bulbous testaments. God will not forgive you. You say that no one ever died and return to tell. Things that are practical and obvious you claim to be impossible, and those that are demonstrably impossible you claim to hold in your bosom. We are empaths. We are celestial beings from the cosmic. We knew our destiny with you, and we know what we are here to do. We have wakeful memories. You have Christianity to fight against justice and liberty. Soon you shall no longer have your stake in your bloody cross. God cannot forgive you. You must absolve yourself. We give you the mirror. When you see the mirror, you become pompous fools. All that happens to you manifests from inside you. It is brought to your attention. You become holier than thou instead of searching for the mole in the midst of your holiness. You point at the fault in the other person to justify holding on to yours. Your fault is not somebody else's death. Why wait for everyone to believe that wrong is right? God will not forgive you. Absolve the bad karma and balance the scales. You are all for yourself and is not worthy as a signatory to the greater good. You wrong someone and claim his downfall as a victory from God, as if to say you were innocent at any time. It was not his downfall, it was his rebirth. You are the one in darkness. Your self-righteousness is deep that you may never find the cure in this life. Nothing happens to you that is not a reflection of what is in you, so whom do you claim did you wrong? You associated with evil and justice you denied from the beginning. Make restitutions and stop singing songs of innocence in your guilt. You remain the unrepentant fool depending on God to forgive you. You have an evil addiction. You need rehab and not forgiveness. You think you are better but tell yourself that you are even-handed. The same way you do not like your children being hurt, others don't. The same way you speak for your children, others do. You are evil because you want others to accept what you cannot. You will deliberately pretend as if you do not believe or know the truth so you can do or support the injustice that serves your selfish purpose. God will not forgive you, for even your aura reeks of unchanging. If you could be forgiven, you would never change. By you thinking that some God will absolve you of karma, your character is being tested. If a person knows he can get away with murder, will he commit the murder, or will his good heart refuse it anyway? Those that are karmic do wrong and ask God for forgiveness, and those select few would do no wrong even if God could forgive them. Healthy souls depend on no God to forgive them. They thrive to become better. The messages from God are in the cosmic, but few will look inside to outer space. The universal formula is science so high that it seems magical. 3D folks interpret it in superstitious ways, as in religion, for example. Why do we plant pumpkins in the full moon? Is it voodoo, is it magic, or is it science? Things that concern spirit and all energy forces are conspicuous. Yet these are the impossible things to you. Many truths on earth are STEM laws or beginner principles. Thinking Thomas, always thinking deep, asked his fellow disciples, "What is truth?" For the same things appear differently to different people and even to the same minds at different times. What then is truth? Then Jesus appeared and said, "Absolute truth is in God alone. Truth is like a ladder that you climb and, at every step, believe you are at the top until you see a higher truth. You keep climbing, and every time a higher truth lies ahead. The one at the lower frame is never able to see what he upon the higher frame sees. It is up to you to respect the truth of others and allow them to grow into higher truths. Lower stem truths act as crutches to hold up those that cannot fathom higher integrities until they grow into that light. When higher truths come, we move higher. Christianity is stagnant, and stagnation is death. The masses cannot remain at this lower vibration. Well, this is it for today. Sky GJ signs off, and you will hear from me again soon. Thanks for listening to the end. Thumbs me up before you go, and subscribe if the information is useful to you. Peace out.